You still want a banking license, right? Even though you have this deal with BNY.
Well, yes is the short answer. We have pursued and requested application to apply for an OCC license as well as a Fed master account. We think that the key here for crypto and the kind of decentralized finance, as many people call it, Ripple has been building bridges between traditional finance and decentralized finance. The world isn't going to be taken over by crypto. Instead, we think about how do we take the best of what crypto brings in facilitating faster, cheaper transactions and bring it to traditional finance. That's been at the heart of what Ripple has been focused on from the beginning. This is a step towards that, and certainly getting an OCC license. For those that have said that the crypto world wants to be unregulated, whatever, the opposite is true. You know, I'm here in Washington in part, as you referenced, there's a Senate Banking Committee hearing today. We are advocating as an industry to be regulated. And those that, like Ripple, who have stepped forward and said we want to get an OCC license, in addition to the licenses we have with the New York Department of Financial Services, it only continues to augment that very robust, very compliance-first, trusted partner so that we can continue to use these technologies to benefit consumers and businesses alike.
Hey, what's going on, Bull Runners? Welcome back to the channel. Ryan Huggins here, a.k.a. Win with Ryan. Now imagine this. You're sitting on a pile of crypto, watching the market tease you with big moves, Bitcoin flirting with 118,000, Ethereum smashing past 4,600, but your holdings feel stuck, barely earning a whisper of yield while traditional finance hoards all the real action behind those closed doors. What if right now the walls between DeFi and Wall Street are crumbling faster than ever, unlocking yields of up to 10% plus on your USDC and tokenized funds that trade 24/7 with no red tape? Stick with me for the next few minutes because today's headlines, from Ripple's banking power play to Coinbase's DeFi revolution, aren't just news. They're your edge in the market that's exploding, and missing them could cost you the rally of the year. Plus, we will be heading over to X to find out all the breaking news that's happening in the crypto and finance world today. We'll head over to Forex Factory and find out all the red folder news that you need to know about today. And we'll go ahead and get a look ahead of what's happening next week. Breaking first, US spot XRP ETF goes live. We're going to check in deeper on the Rex Osprey ETF. We'll check in on XRP's open interest at this current moment. Coinbase taps DeFi to offer up to 10.8% on your USDC. And we'll jump into the charts for XRP and find out our crucial resistance and support levels that you need to know about right now. Plus, we will be looking at our long-term and short-term momentum waves. And so much more in today's video. So if you're like most people where you don't have the opportunity to spend hours a day doing crypto research every day, well, that's what we do for you here every single day. So make sure you subscribe right now. And if you are still feeling bullish about this current bull run, let me know by commenting 777 down below.
Do you love crypto, but are you worried about taxes shrinking your retirement nest egg? Here's the deal. Trading and selling crypto can trigger capital gains taxes, eating into your wealth. A crypto IRA fixes that. Per IRS publication 590B, traditional IRA gains like those from crypto aren't taxed until distributed. That's why we've partnered with iTrust Capital, a leading crypto IRA company in the USA, to sponsor today's video. And they offer institutional grade custody for retail clients that want to set up their crypto IRAs for retirement, leveraging top storage solutions like Fidelity, Wells Fargo, and Coinbase Prime to keep your assets secure. To get started, simply click the link in the description of this video, sign up for free, and fund your account with cash. They also offer 401k rollovers or crypto transfers, and you can trade 24/7 with just 1% transaction fees and no maintenance costs. As always, I'm not a CPA or financial advisor, so consult one for tax advice, and we do earn a commission if you sign up using our link below to fund your crypto IRA account, but that helps support value-based videos like this. And iTrust Capital already has over 200,000 crypto IRA accounts and over $14 billion in transactions, proving they're trusted by smart investors just like you. So click the link below, get started now by funding your account today, and let's create generational wealth together.
First things first, we're going to check out the overall health of the crypto market today. As you can see, we are trading at $4.11 trillion, and that was on a back of $167 billion worth of trading volume in the last 24 hours. Fear and Greed Index is coming in at 52 in the neutral zone. Altcoin season continues to move up. We have officially crested above 75, currently sitting at that 77 out of 100. It is altcoin season. It is just a start, though, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to have to make sure that we maintain the volume to the upside. Bitcoin dominance continues to drop as we've been covering, now at 56.9%. Bitcoin ETF preliminary reports coming in at $42 million worth of inflows so far, bringing the total for this week to $543 million worth of inflow. Ethereum's preliminaries coming out as well, $32 million worth of inflows, bringing the week's total to $326 million. We will also be getting into the XRP ETF inflows shortly. Top 6 cryptos by total market cap. Number 1, Bitcoin at $117,000. Ethereum at number 2 at $4,600. XRP at number 3 at $3.08. Tether at number 4 at $1. BNB at number 5 at $9.86, and Solana at number 6 at $2.47. The main financial news that you need to know about that happened today was the unemployment claims, and we had really positive numbers here. So it was forecasted at 241 million unemployment claims would come in, and we actually came in under that level, only 231,000 unemployment claims. That is very positive for the economy as a whole. Next week, we're going to have flash manufacturing PMI and flash services PMI. We're also going to get our GDP number. This is going to be massive next week. Hopefully, it is continuing to grow. Our last GDP number came in at 3.3. We don't even have forecasts yet. I will update you on this upcoming week. Make sure you subscribe today so you're not missing out on any of this valuable information. If you're getting value from these videos, make sure you smash that thumbs up. And before we jump over to the main headlines, let's go over to X. So Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse does confirm that they are pursuing a U.S. banking charter, OCC license, and of course that Fed master account. He says, we're not anti-regulation. We want in the right way. So let me know down in the comment section, would you bank at Ripple Bank? On top of all that positive news with the ETF launch officially today, we also have just in DBS, Franklin Templeton, and Ripple have partnered to launch trading and lending solutions powered by tokenized money market funds and the RLUSD stablecoin. So very positive news there. BlackRock's Larry Fink comes out and predicts that Bitcoin could rise to 500,000 or 700,000.
If you're frightened of your debasement of your currency, or you're frightened of your economic or political stability of your country, you could have an internationally based instrument called Bitcoin that will overcome those local fears. And so I'm a big believer in the utilization of that as an instrument. And so if that becomes true, and you see that it could be a proper hedge against maybe hope security or equities. Yeah. The question is, could you see a 2 or 5% allocation? I was with a sovereign wealth fund during this week, and that was the conversation. Should we have a 2% allocation? Should we have a 5% allocation? If everybody adopted that conversation, that it would be 500,000, 600,000, 700,000 for Bitcoin.
And this really truly has been an amazing turn of events with him coming out public. Obviously, we know he used to bash crypto, bash Bitcoin, bash everything in the crypto related space while he was secretly accumulating tons and tons of crypto. But now the cat is out of the bag, and they do have to actually start coming forward. And as you heard Brad Garlinghouse talking about, he wants proper regulation because then they'll know exactly what's to be looked forward to in the future. Well, Brian Armstrong with Coinbase also wants the same. He says here, I was in DC the last few days working to get the market structure legislation bill passed for crypto.
Hey everyone, I'm here in Washington, DC again, fighting for your rights to try to get some market structure legislation passed for crypto. This would be foundational, just like we did for stablecoins a few months ago with the Genius Act. Market structure legislation protects all the other non-stablecoin crypto assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum. The Senate is strongly supportive of getting this done. The members that I met with on both sides of the aisle are ready to get this legislation passed, and there's draft text now being exchanged back and forth and with the industry for comment, which is great. We saw a lot of alignment today. Now, of course, this hasn't stopped the big banks from trying to throw a wrench into things, and they're trying to ban rewards on stablecoins. The members of the Senate who I spoke to, they're not going to let that happen. That was already litigated and decided in the Genius Act for stablecoins. They're not going to bring it up again. But barring these little details here and there, I think this thing has a good chance of getting done. I've actually never been more bullish on market structure getting passed. It's a freight train leaving the station. So we're going to keep showing up, fighting for your rights. you can do a lot to help by going to standwithcrypto.org and contacting your representatives. Let them know that you want to see market structure legislation passed for crypto.
We know the federal government is working towards passing the crypto regulation for themselves, but now we also have Michigan's strategic Bitcoin reserve bill has progressed to the first time since February. HB 4087 has been placed on the House second reading calendar and referred to the Committee for Government Operations. The bill would allow 10% of state funds to be invested. So as we just heard, Larry Fink saying that they should be doing 2 or 5 for sovereign wealth funds for countries. Well, states in the United States think they should be going even stronger at 10%. Heading over to Altcoin Pro. By the way, if you want to be a part of a crypto community that gives nonstop education on crypto, has a full-on classroom for tutorials. We have altcoin picks, DeFi yield picks, airdrop picks. Make sure you click the link down in the description below. Get started right away. There is a 14-day trial. Once you're in, you're going to love it, along with the other nearly 1,000 members that we have worldwide. But today, we're going to be diving into the crypto news and the article that I told you guys about in the intro of the video, and that is the first spot XRP ETF goes live and did $24 million in volume in 90 minutes. But better than that, it gets even bigger, and we'll cover that here in just a couple of minutes. Now, the source of this information is coming from the Rex Osprey ETF site for themselves. And our top analyst, Curious Jay, put this together for us. He says, history just got made. Rex shares have officially launched for the first ever US listed spot XRP ETF, trading under the ticker XRPR. In just 90 minutes, the XRP ETF surpassed 24 million in trading, 5 times more than any XRP futures ETF on its first day. Alongside it, Doge also got its own spot, Doge J, and the firm has filed a Bonk and a Trump ETF as well. So this marks a massive milestone for crypto legitimacy on Wall Street. He goes on to say, the ETF wave is no longer just about Bitcoin and Ethereum. XRP just joined the big leagues with the institutional access now streamlined. If institutions start flowing in like they did for Bitcoin, don't sleep on what this could mean for the broader altcoin ETF narrative. And when we jump in and take a look at how good it actually did today, the XRPs broke a record $37.7 million. So that is correct. Today, 9/18, first day of launch, it already has done $37 million worth of volume to the upside. Now, when we take a look at the charts here, though, this is 6 a.m. Pacific time. So the markets opened here. After the markets opened, they sold a bunch of the ETF, but XRP did have a slight pullback on the day. We will get into the deeper charts here in just a few minutes. So Bloomberg's ETF analyst, Eric Blotches, said XRP ETF record 37 million in trading volume. He says it was the best performing ETF among those launched this year in terms of daily trading volume. Coinbase taps DeFi to offer up to 10% on your holdings. The crypto exchange integrated Morpho lending into its app, letting USDC users tap the DeFi yields up to 10%. And for those of you guys that are already members of Altcoin Pro, you know that we are big on DeFi yield. We're talking about different DeFi yield opportunities all the time. And to give you an idea of the yields that we are looking at, we got a 17% yield opportunity, a 26% yield, and a 160% yield opportunity that we have spotted. So if you're someone who likes those DeFi yield opportunities, make sure you subscribe today. But the exciting part is Coinbase is making it easy for everyone to access. Their vaults are going to be curated by DeFi advisory company Stakehouse Financial directly into the Coinbase app. The move will allow users to lend USDC without navigating third-party DeFi platforms or wallets like we just covered. Coinbase already pays 4.5% APY in rewards for holding USDC on its platform. With the new DeFi lending option, however, users can tap into on-chain markets and potentially earn yields of up to 10.8% as of Wednesday. Coinbase is only integrated with one lending protocol, which is Morpho, for this offering. We recommend that users understand the risks of lending, which are outlined in the Coinbase app experience. Morpho ranks among the largest decentralized lending protocols in crypto, with more than 8.3 billion in total value locked, according to DeFi Llama. A recent survey of 1,300 US adults conducted by a lobbying firm for DeFi education found that 40% would be open to such protocols if pending crypto legislation were enacted into law. So, I mean, it's a pretty much a no-brainer. If you put your money into a money market account right now, you're earning 3, 4, 5%. Now you're having an opportunity of doubling that. Of course, can you imagine how much liquidity is going to flow into the Coinbase app for people to hold stable coins? Instead of holding $10,000 in your bank, you put $10,000 into Coinbase and you hold it in USDC, which is the equivalent of $1. And then all of a sudden you're earning 10% yield. That is absolutely crazy. And the reason why it's so exciting is because when you do DeFi yield protocols like the ones that we call, there's 2 or 3 steps that you actually have to go through. And that's why you get rewarded with 17 and 26, 160%. But with Coinbase, you're going to literally be able to click a button and you're going to be earning 10%. But you know who's not excited? The banks, of course. So the Bank Policy Institute actually posted on X their disgust in this situation. It says, in digital asset market structure legislation, it is important that requirements in the Genius Act prohibiting the payment of interest and yield on stablecoins are not evaded. So the bank doesn't want you to actually earn yield, because then you won't be using Bank of America. You won't be using Chase. You won't be using Wells Fargo, because you would more importantly put your money into Coinbase, hold your money there because you can get a Coinbase card, spend it like normal, like you would at a bank. But at the same time, you're going to be able to earn that bigger yield. The BPI went on to say bank deposits are an important source of funding for banks to make loans, and money market funds are securities that make investments and subsequently offer yield. Payment stablecoins serve a different purpose, as neither fund loans nor are regulated as security. Coinbase, meanwhile, rejected these claims that dollar-pegged stablecoins undermine traditional banking. It went on to say stablecoins don't threaten lending. They offer a competitive alternative to banks' $187 billion annual swipe fee windfall. All right, heading over to XRP, we're going to be starting off with our weekly spider lines chart here. This is going to be giving us important levels of support and resistance based upon historical levels of the XRP price charts. So right now, as you can see, yesterday price did move up into that $3.14 level, which is our yellow spider line. On the traditional charts, we will also check the logarithmic here in just a minute. But you can see, unfortunately, we did reject, like I said, at that 6 a.m. opening bell, we had a move to the downside for XRP. Now, long-term momentum has crossed into the green, so we've been doing really well here for about 2 weeks. Our long-term momentum is green. Our short-term momentum is green. Midterm momentum is the white line here. We'll go ahead and flash that off for just a moment so you can see. One of the things that has me a little worried right now is the fact that we are riding at the 100% level on the shaft trend cycle short-term momentum wave here. It needs a reset. So will we have a reset during a consolidation period? Or, as we've been covering, coming up in just a couple of days, which will be September 21st, we do have a new moon kicking in. Now, as you guys have been following along, we've been covering this. As we can see in the past, a full moon kicked off that big hyper move that we had from down here at 55 cents up into the $2.90 level. Then we consolidated sideways. A full moon then kicked us all the way up into the $3.40 range. A new moon took us back down. We chopped around sideways. A full moon launched us up into the new all-time highs. A new moon has been taking us down into these most recent. We had a full moon, new moon again. And right now we are in a full moon, positive energy to the upside, but we haven't seen a real serious volumetric move like we've been hoping for during this full moon scenario, because we are full green long-term. We are super bullish momentum, short-term momentum, mid-term momentum. Everything is maxed out here, but we do have in 3 days, September 21st, the new moon is coming out. So will it be a consolidation period? Will it be a drop in price? Or will it be an anomaly where we get a new moon and price continues to surge? Now, I did go back and look over time. Do we have a new moon that surged us in price? This new moon dropped. This new moon right here, we could say this, but if you remember, this move right here was when Trump said that XRP was going to be in the strategic Bitcoin reserve, right? So that was an anomaly day. We did have this crazy thing, but ultimately it dropped into the full moon. New moon dropped into full moon. New moon dropped and full moon. New moon drop. Full moon. Full moon actually dropped. So that was the anomaly. And then the new moon here kind of traded sideways and kicked us off into that push. But if you go back in history, we don't have a new moon that indicated the pump is coming. Look at full moon, pump, then new moon, drop. We go back in history even to here, right? So this was a new moon. It just traded sideways. It surged a little bit, but then a pullback into the full moon, boom, the surge for our high during 2021. So historically, you go back and you go back and you go back and you search, it just doesn't happen. So unfortunately, that is coming in 3 days. Hopefully we get back into this $3.30 range and then hang out here as we come to the upside, just hang out here as a consolidation during the new moon phase, which we would then wait for the new moon to phase out and then another full moon kicking in, which will actually be October 6th. So we'll continue to watch these moon cycles. Let's go back to our spider line chart here. We're going to turn the moon cycles off on this level. We're going to go to logarithmic charts now. We're going to take a look at our spider lines and where we've held as a logarithmic spider line here at the $2.78. This is on the daily charts here. We are surging nicely. We had a pullback and a retest off of the 30 exponential moving average. And I really was encouraged that we were going to be getting back into this $3.55 level before the new moon kicked off. However, the volume's just not looking great. We did have $30 million worth of inflows to the ETF. They are going to need to hold a certain amount of XRP to go along with that ETF. That is not a one-for-one spot ETF, so it's a little different. But we will have, remember, those new ETFs kicking off, most of them coming mid to late October. So there is a possibility we still surge into the weekend up to 355. Keep an eye on that. If not, we hold sideways, or if we have to come back down and retest this 280, that's a possibility as well. I do not want to see a black swan scenario, a war going off, something scary kicking off to where we have prices dropping back down into the $2.32 range. I don't see it as of right now, but things change day to day. But what we're looking like, we're looking strong here. We need to break $3.15, then $3.30, and then we can finally get into that $3.55 range.
Hey, bull runners, check this out. If you want to learn how to find the next 10x, 50x, or even 100x altcoin in this video, listen to this. Our research team posted GOAT on the 13th of October of 2024 when it was right at a penny, and since then it rallied to over $1 and is currently still up over 5,000%. That's like turning $1,000 into over $50,000. Our team called Pendle at only a $16 million market cap, or 16 cents, back on February 18th of 2023, all the way back here, and since then it's rallied up over 4,000%. That's a 40x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $40,000. Our team also called BitTensor Tau September 15th, 2022, before the token was ever even launched. And since then, Tau has rallied over 2,000%. That's a 20x. Our team even said Solana is most likely to be one of the easiest trades next year, and this was posted December 29th, 2022, on the day that Solana bottomed out at around $8. And since then, Solana looks like it's up over 2,500%. That's a 25x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $25,000. And the bull run is just getting started. The list goes on and on and on. Our team called Sui, Ondo, and even some of the biggest cult-based meme coins like MOG back in July 20th of 2023, the day that MOG launched. So if you want to learn how our team is finding these altcoins before they explode, we just launched Altcoin Pro University, where our research team gives you real-time altcoin picks with explosive potential for this bull run, along with 100+ expert curated classes crafted by industry experts to discover these gems yourself, on top of our live weekly calls every single week for in-depth crypto market analysis and daily updates. And that's just a fraction of what we offer inside of Altcoin Pro University. Just go through the link in the description below, get in right now, watch the 26-minute video covering everything that Altcoin Pro University offers.